The man is a terrifying gangster boss at night, but during the day, he disguises himself as a gentle and elegant high school teacher. Today is the man's first day to report to the new school. He found something strange. The school's dean actually walked out of the classroom fully armed. Before the man had time to ask the doubts in his heart, the math teacher fled from the classroom in a hurry. The man didn't know that the class he was about to take over was the devil class of the school. The students in it were all rich young masters and princesses. Everyone was very naughty, and they had successfully angered dozens of teachers. The dean told the man about the situation of the devil class and left in a hurry. As soon as the man opened the classroom door, he found that some students were cooking hot pot in the classroom. There were also female students who directly used the classroom as a live broadcast room. What's even more bizarre is that someone was playing table tennis in the classroom, but the man didn't get angry about it. Instead, he stepped forward to instruct his classmates on how to play table tennis. The man's appearance aroused the anger of the students, so the little hooligan threw the racket at the man. But the next second the man hit the racket back with a book. The man swung the racket lightly and let it penetrate the wall. This moment shocked the arrogant students, but the man didn't care. Instead, he wrote his name on the blackboard calmly, indicated that he was the new head teacher. But the man's behavior just now did not scare the group of dandies. After the class started, they were still as usual, playing outside. No one was listening to the man's lecture. The man saw this and persuaded the group of playboys not to waste time. They should focus on studying. But the little gangster immediately sang a different tune from the man. He walked up to the podium and wrote the name of the gangster boss on the blackboard. The little gangster claimed that studying was useless. Their goal was to become a ruthless person like the gangster boss. The little gangster didn't know that the new head teacher standing in front of him was the feared gangster boss. And in order to tame this group of naughty students, he immediately used the student's favorite. He made a bet in a happy way. If the students could only play a prank on him in a week, he would leave the school. If none of the students' pranks succeeded, they would have to promise the man to study hard. The group of playboys immediately agreed to the man's bet after hearing it, because in their opinion, it was very easy to make the new teacher look bad. So the next day they prepared a basin of flour and put it on the door of the classroom. As long as the man opened the door, he would definitely be turned into a little white man. But unexpectedly, the man actually brought an umbrella. He not only blocked the falling flour, but also bounced the flour back to the students. They were instantly sneezed by the flour. However, this was just the beginning. The man was only drinking tea, and the classmates threw their school bags, rulers, and pencils at the man. But the man was not panicked at all. He picked up the umbrella beside him and threw all the things back at lightning speed. But the classmates still thought they still had a chance, because they had already covered the man's stool with super glue. The classmates thought the man was glued to the chair. But when the little gangster stepped forward to taunt the man, he was frightened to the ground by the man, because the man had never sat on the chair in the half hour since he came in. This showed that the man's lower limbs were very strong. At this time, the man decided to fight back. He pressed the little gangster on the bench full of glue. Then he kindly pulled the little gangster. Then the little gangster's pants were left on the bench. This instantly caused a burst of laughter in the class. Even so, this group of dandies still did not become good students. In the physical education class, the little gangster felt very bored. He wanted to seek revenge on the man, so he made a bet with the man. They competed in shooting three-pointers. Whoever scored more goals would win. As long as the little gangster won, the man would agree to let them move freely. The little gangster was very confident because he was the best basketball player in the class. Sure enough, the little gangster did not. He made three-pointers with great effort. It was the man's turn. He was not panicked at all. He walked to the middle of the basketball court and threw the ball into the basket perfectly. At first, the gangster thought the man was just lucky, but then the man made 2 3-pointers in a row. The gangster was instantly unable to cope. However, after school, the gangster came up with another prank. He put a toy snake in the man's car. Then they pressed their phones to record the man's frightened and embarrassing appearance. After the man got into the car, they quickly found an excuse to call the man out. But the man thought they were childish and didn't want to pay attention to them. However, the next second, the man discovered something terrible. His car seemed to be leaking oil. So he quickly got out of the car and asked his classmates to leave. At this moment, the classmates were still laughing because of the man's nervous appearance. But only the man knew that something very terrible would happen next.